Multiplying whole numbers and decimals. Multiply 103 times 16. We're going to do this using hand calculations, so we'll write 103 times 16 vertically. You'll look at the second number and start at the ones place, and we'll multiply the value in the ones place, which is a 6, by every number in the top number. First, 6 times 3 is 18. We'll write down the 8 and carry the 1. Next, we'll do 0 times 6, which is 0, and then add the 1 that we carried, which is 1. Next, we have 6 times 1, which is 6. Now we need to multiply the 1 in the second number by every number in the top number. In order to do that, you'll need to place a 0 as a placeholder underneath the value that we just found, and then we'll multiply the 1. So we have 1 times 3, which is 3, 1 times 0, which is 0, and 1 times 1, which is 1. Next, we'll add these digits or these values together. So 8 plus 0 is 8, 1 plus 3 is 4, 6 plus 0 is 6, and then we have a 1. So our final answer is 1,648. Multiply 13 and 12 tenths times 4 hundredths. Here we have two decimals that we're multiplying together. We'll start this the same way. We'll write this vertically, and you need to line up the decimals when you write these two values. Now we're going to multiply the 4 times every digit in the top number. 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, so we'll write the 2 and carry the 1, and then 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. Next, we'll go to the second line. We'll add a place 0 of 1 0, and then we'll multiply the 0 times every digit. But we know that 0 times any digit is just 0, so this will be 0, 0, 0, and 0. We'll go to the next line, and now that we're 2 lines below, we'll write 2 zeros as placeholders, and again we'll multiply the 0 times every digit in the top number, which is just 0, 0, 0, and 0. Next, we'll add the values that we found. So I have an 8, a 4, a 2, and a 5. Since this is a decimal, we need to add a decimal in our final answer, and you'll count the number of places or the number of digits that are behind the decimals in the original problem. So in this value, we have 2 digits behind the decimal, and this value we also have 2 digits, so altogether we have 4 digits. So that means we'll start to the right, and we'll move the decimal 4 digits to the left. So our final answer is 0.5248. Now we want to round to the nearest hundredth. The 2 is in the hundredth spot, so we'll look at the value next to it, which is a 4. 4 is less than 5, so we'll keep the 2 as is. So our rounded value is 0.52. Mary owns a house painting business and charges $17.50 an hour. She works 38 hours in 1 week. How much did she earn for the week? In order to solve this problem, we need to multiply $17.50 or $17.50 times 38 hours. So we'll look at the second digit and we're going to multiply the 8 by every digit in the top number. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 4 that we carried is 60. And then 8 times 1 is 8, plus 6 is 14. Now we need to add a placeholder of 0 in our second line, and we're going to multiply the 3 by every number. So we have 3 times 0, which is 0, 3 times 5, which is 15, 3 times 7, which is 21, plus the 1 that we carried is 22, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Next, we'll add the values together. So we have this number, and remember we have a decimal up top, so we need to count the number of digits behind the decimal, and that's 2. There aren't any digits behind the decimal in the second number, so we'll just move the decimal 2 places to the left. So if the decimal starts here, 1, 2, and our final answer is $665.